Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and welcome to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I am casting LiquidHerO's replay pack, and it is between obviously LiquidHerO, the red Protoss player, and FXOKong, the blue Terran in the bottom position. That means it's a PvT. My new favourite matchup. I've got to say I absolutely love this matchup at the moment, and I hope you love it too. So yeah, I'm not releasing obviously all the games I've cast of LiquidHerO today in one big bulk, but I will be releasing them over the next kind of week or so, so hopefully you've seen some already. And yeah, it's just that when I get into casting a replay pack like this, I'm like, I am just gonna learn everything there is to know about Mr. Hero and cast all of his games. It's just how I roll. Now, in terms of strategy, Antigua Shipyard, in close positions, what can we expect? Well, ultimately, Terran have quite a lot of viable options. They can really go for anything from a Runrax command center all the way through to say a 1-1-1 to say a Hellion drop. There's lots of viable options available to Terran, which is quite nice. For Protoss, generally they tend to be a bit safer, just to make sure that they're not going to die to anything a Terran can throw at them. And I mean, generally speaking, a 1-gate expansion is usually quite safe. There are obviously some timing pushes you can do, but generally speaking, it tends to be the Terran who's normally the aggressor, I find, at this level of play. So we'll wait and see what goes on, but obviously here we see the refinery coming down. I mean, obviously the only thing I missed that we could see is obviously 3-gate Blinkstalk with an obs because of this cliff area. That's a good build you could get down here. So we'll wait and see, but for the moment, yeah, I think we're probably going to see a 1-gate expansion out of Hero. And then Kong with, well, he's already going for a refinery, so that straight away says I'm not going for a 1-Rax command center build. So yeah, this should be pretty fun to see what happens. Now, obviously, for those of you who watch my casts over the last few days will know I've got a hotkey. Whoop! If you want me to cast some Heart of the Swarm games, at Madals SC2, tell me you want me to cast them. Otherwise, I'm going to stick with Wings of Liberty until close to the end of beta. But if you want me to cast a few, do just give me a shout and I will do a couple. I'm not going to do that many because not many of the good pros have come over, I found. So obviously a few have, like, there's a couple who play a decent amount of Heart of the Swarm, but none of them, in my opinion, are spending proper quality hardcore time on it, because what's the point when in the next patch whatever you were doing and was stupidly OP is now nerfed to the ground? It just doesn't really work. It's not that balanced yet, in my opinion. But anyway, a reactor coming down on this barracks. That just can allow it to be a bit more defensive. Meanwhile, definitely going to be a Nexus coming down here from Hero. The Warp Gate tech on its way down. So really very, very standard. I'm happy with how this is going. I think we are definitely in store for Hero trying to go for the more macro game, Kong going for the more aggressive play. There's the factory on its way, the reactor there as well. So this is straight away gearing up to be the sort of build where you're going to be a bit worried. Also, putting the Marine down here, for anyone who doesn't know, why is the Marine down here when he doesn't have a natural? The reason being is, let's take on the role of Hero here. He's obviously holding the Watchtower, so he comes trundling up here. There's a Marine there. Obviously, a couple of Marines by the time he gets there. And he may assume that the command center's down. That's generally the main reason you do that. Obviously, we do have the second gas coming down the factory about to finish up. More supply depots coming down just to give good vision of this cliff area. That's important. Meanwhile, now one SCV getting a good scout off, sees pretty much everything it needs to, I do believe. Doesn't see the gas, that's the only thing it hasn't spotted, but of course knows that this is down, that's important. Knows that this is down and knows that there's not too much hidden, so that is all good. Meanwhile, the starport, so it's a 1-1-1 build coming down here from Kong, and Hero's really now in the defensive position. He's got to scout this out to know what's coming. For the moment, no scouting done at all. Just kind of looked up here. A pylon getting thrown down in this top position. That in itself is quite interesting. Knows his opponent is down here, just hasn't scouted it yet. A Hellion on its way out. Meanwhile, more and more Marines on their way out. We'll probably see a medevac come out from here. So this is all fairly normal. The probe transfer going down, just a handful of them. And, well, it's all looking pretty swish and comfortable to me. 3 gates. Got the second gas on its way, all looking fine. That one probe didn't manage to scout up any further. May question, hey, that's quite a few Marines. If you had gone that command center, even with the double racks afterwards, that is quite a good number of Marines. You may be thinking, ooh, what's going on there? Meanwhile, we've got the Stalkers and Zealot coming over. Those Stalkers are going to have to be careful. They don't want to run into anything too bad. If that medevac is seen, though, that would be critical scouting information right there. Seeing that medevac says it's a 1-1-1. There's no way you can get that medevac out at this time, of course, without if you had gone for the command center. So if it's spotted, it will be absolutely critical. It's not yet though. The high ground vision isn't there. Is it going to be seen? No, it's not. That is of course so important to spot that. Coming up, just trying to get the poke and look up, and of course if Hero gets the scout off, it is so important for him. He really needs to know what's going down there. Moving forward, he's going to see the Marines come down, and this is great play by Kong, hiding this medevac. Really big props to him for that, but no, now reveals it. It has been seen, and of course now Hero knows exactly what's coming down, but that's fine for Kong because hey, he's got those down. The Hellions are on their way as well now. The extra barracks being added on. Now basically Hero is just in full defend mode. He's pulling these sentries up here, ready to get some force fields off if he needs. We've got a little bit of engagement here. The Stalkers need to be very careful. There's a lot of Marines there, and of course with the medevac support, they are going to be able to deal a lot of damage and take a lot of damage as well. So Hero, he's got to defend this very carefully indeed. This push is very scary for Hero because, well, the medevacs are out, the Hellions are there as well. The sentries, of course, the force fields going to go down as best they can. Need to be quite careful though. Little gap there allowing some units through, but of course that's giving a nice little choke point for Hero in order to engage in, and it looks like Hero going to defend this quite comfortably. Really nice of him there. Going to try and snipe off a medevac. Does manage to get one. That's a big win at this stage of the game. The Raven on its way down now. Obviously the mobile detection going to help hugely. The second Raven queued up as well. Of course the point defense drone may be used as well. So yeah, taking a look at this. 25 workers to 41. That is great news for Hero. What's less great news for Hero is of course siege mode on the way. The first tank is just getting started now. One tank already out. The second tank just getting started now. And well, fourth gas coming out for Hero. He's getting his Twilight Council. He's getting up additional gateways. 4 additional gateways. That'll take him obviously up to 7 gates, which is really putting him exactly where he'll want to be to defend this. Of course, this was before the patch change, so Seeker Missile isn't there by default, unfortunately. But the detection does allow that single observer to get pushed out of the base, and of course, Hero, he's getting all the information he needs. The important thing that he wants to see is that this base isn't down. And that basically says my opponent is staying on one base. This is a one base all in, and I've got to deal with it appropriately. A Banshee coming down now as well. We do have the one Raven. We're going to go up to that Banshee. The one medevac there as well. Meanwhile, of course, the warpin should start hitting fairly quickly. We've got Charge coming down now as well. And really, if I was in Hero's position, I'd be relatively happy here, purely just because of the fact that I've got so many workers. And in terms of the loss tab, I didn't come off too badly from that 1-1-1 place, so he should be fairly alright there. The Observer getting a good scout off of everything he needs to know. I believe the tanks were seen, or they were just on the edge, but of course, if nothing else, the tech lab on the factory is spotted, so you can assume that there's going to be tanks now. Good move here by Hero, pushing forward. The reason you want to do that is you don't want the tanks to siege up in this area, because then holding your ram can be a little bit awkward. But what he's doing here is just pushing forward. He's going to try and engage his force before the tanks siege up. Is Kong paying attention? Well, he needs to be. A couple of shots go off, and of course every shot you get off on those tanks is good. Charge is about, what, 15-20 seconds away, so that's all fine. Meanwhile, that tank lifted and dropped again. Probably a misclick. And well, obviously the Immortal coming out, that's going to really help against the siege tanks. More gateways being added on the Templar archives there. And this is all down now to a positional fight. When is Kong going to siege? Well, he starts sieging up already. Tries to get a nice little angle here. And Hero just trying to delay this push as long as possible to get as many of his units out as he can. That is the correct thing to do. The longer you delay it, the more units you've obviously got to defend it. And looking here, the army supply is slightly in Hero's favour now already, so that's good. The tanks leapfrogging forward though, the one Immortal out. The important thing is that those tanks don't do too much damage. SCV's getting pulled here as well. This is a complete all-in right now. And well, some good force fields go off, just trying to delay, trying to snipe off a few more units. The Banshee are there, they're trying to do a little bit of damage. The cannon going to help by a little bit of extra time. The tank just in range now. Obviously the rest of the tanks moving forward. A fourth tank just joining in this mix, and well, this starts becoming awkward, but well, here comes the High Templar getting some feedbacks, really nice there. And here's the engagement. What are we going to see? Well, the Zealots are moving forward. They're trying to tank up as much of this damage as they can. Of course, no upgrades at all for either player, but there's the GG. Hero crushes that force incredibly easily, and he did that by just waiting for the right moment to engage and delaying Kong as long as he could. So great play there by Hero. I hope you did all enjoy. If you did, please subscribe, like the video, and leave a cool comment. And remember, tweet me at Madals SC2 if you want me to cast some Heart of the Swarm games. Send me a tweet and tell me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow for yet another new cast. Bye for now.